All right, everybody, welcome to the last UW System career track of spring 2022. My name is Linda Peacock Landrum. I'm Director of Career Services at UW Green Bay. Thank you all very much for joining us as we have an opportunity to learn about one of our very valued partners, not only in Green Bay, but in Wisconsin as well, which is KI. We are fortunate to be joined by 5 individuals from KI who will be taking part in this career track today. We've got some really good information that goes across different departments, and you have a chance to get information from those individuals. I'm going to put the registration link back into the chat for those of you who have just joined us. I ask that you please take a moment to fill that out. As you recall, the UW System Career Tracks is a collaboration of all of the career services offices across the UW system. We are planning to bring back the career tracks in fall of 2022. I would also like to make sure that you are aware of, as I noted, the official registration form that has been put into the chat. Please complete that. In addition to that, please note that we have our official website that does show you information about our past career tracks and how you can go back and view the videos. Within the next week, the video recording from today will also be made available to you as well. So I will be in just a moment putting in a live polling question. I would ask if you have a chance to please share that information. So at this particular point, I'm going to put in the chat the registration link one more time in the event that someone else has just joined us and has not had a chance to be able to see that. I want to make sure I've got everybody admitted before we proceed. All right. So I'd like to welcome the partner that I have worked with in terms of planning this career track. That is Matt Tice, who is with KI, and Matt is going to welcome everyone, and I'm going to start our live polling. If you can have a moment to answer that question now, please do so. If it's going to let me. Matt, you can go ahead.
Okay, thanks, Linda. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us. It's a pleasure to be here, to be able to talk to our company, about our company, and just everything we have to offer. I'm just going to start off, give a quick high-level overview of just KI. I'm not going to go into too much detail. What we did is we recorded 4 clips for you. That way we make sure we cover everything that we wanted to and don't stumble through like some presentations can sometimes happen. So we're got 4 short clips here. I'll pause in between each clip just to introduce the individual that we have for that department. But we're going to kind of really start from a manufacturing, where we come from and what we create, to how we created it, to how we service it, to even how we sell it. Those are kind of the 4 high-level places that we are going to focus on. But if you are not aware, KI, so we are a manufacturing contract furniture company. And what that really means is when you are sitting there, we really specialize in our K-12 and higher education. So think of when you're at your classroom in college and you walk into your classroom and you see all that fixed seating, those are products that we make, especially in the K through 12, the desks, the furniture, the chairs, tables, things like that. That's where we specialize, and we really specialize in that K through 12 and college, university type setting. Not saying we don't help out in other areas. We certainly do small business and healthcare and things like that, but we found our niche really in the education market. We have a couple individuals on the phone today. The first one that we're going to go through when we do our video here is we're going to go through our manufacturing, and we have Kathy Propson on, so she can certainly elaborate on anything that we see there or any questions you may have at the end. We're then going to slide over to our design and development, which you will see Tim Hornberger on, so he can certainly elaborate there as well. Like I said, the third section, then we're going to slide into our service and just how we service our clients and customers with our sales ops. And we have Mike Hogan on the phone. And then we'll end with the last video, which is sales. And that's where I come in from a sales perspective. We also have Brianna Byrne on the phone from HR, who can certainly elaborate on, obviously, these are the 4 big areas that we really focus on, but it's not the only areas. And I say that because we don't outsource anything. Everything we do in-house. So even though we may focus on these 4 areas for this videos, there is so much more that KI has to offer. And Brianna can certainly go through that right at the very end as well. So Linda, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and share the first video. We're going to go through our Green Bay manufacturing part of it. It's about a 10-minute video, I believe, that we have. So we'll pause right at the very end. I'm going to open up to Kathy if she wants anything to elaborate on. And then, like I said, we'll swap over to the second video from there. So let me go ahead and share. Ooh. Share screen. Bear with me.
Matt, we see your slide. Then we'll try one more time to see if we can get your video going, Matt.
Yep. I have another way to play it too if it doesn't work.
Okay.
So I came prepared.
Can see it, but it hasn't started yet. Oh, hold on, everybody. Just a little bit more technical difficulty. We'll be there shortly.
And it just worked too. We just tested it.
We test technology. Oh, here we go.
I got that to go. Let me see if I can get it to play now.
Weld steel. Cleanly apply paint. Painstakingly stitch upholstery. And what does it take to manufacture quality? To precisely bend and weld steel. Cleanly apply paint. Painstakingly stitch upholstery. And finish wood. It takes people, highly educated, skilled technicians and craftsmen from diverse backgrounds who bring different perspectives and ideas to the manufacturing floor. Ideas on how to manufacture smarter, faster, yet with a keen eye for detail. Our highly educated and skilled workforce leverage their talents to combine cutting-edge technology with handcrafted skills passed on from generation to generation. They ensure that every bend, weld, injection, every detail, cut, stitch, plating, painting, finishing, assembling, is flawlessly executed in the manufacturing process, ensuring quality is integral to every product in the KI portfolio. All manufactured to preserve resources and protect the environment, both in responsible furniture design and in sustainable manufacturing processes that conserve energy and reduce waste. Raising standards and customer expectations for the finest quality furniture solutions in the world. What does it take to manufacture quality? The people of KI, who have the perfect blend of knowledge, innovation, artisanship, stewardship, and an unyielding passion for excellence. KI.
KI started in 1941 as a small metal fabricator in Aurora, Illinois, producing metal folding chairs. A group of investors purchased the company and moved it to Green Bay, Wisconsin. We quickly started to develop furniture products to meet our core markets. Traditional furniture manufacturers go to market through a series of dealers. KI decided to take a different path. They developed what's called their go-to-market strategy. This was key for us because it allowed us to market directly to end users. And to support that go-to-market strategy, we developed what we called a custom options department, which took all of our standard products and allowed us to customize them for unique individual needs. KI then decided to focus on 5 key markets. Our markets include college and university, K through 12, federal government, state government, local government. Then we focus on business and healthcare. And that's where we are today. KI has 4 manufacturing plants in Wisconsin. We have Green Bay, Wisconsin, Bondwell, Wisconsin, Manitowoc, Wisconsin, and Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin. We set our factories up to produce what we call a product set. For example, Green Bay produces contract seating, which can be used in cafeterias and classrooms, fixed seating, which can be used in large lecture halls, and classroom seating, which are chairs and desks for the classroom. Bondwell, Wisconsin produces contract tables, which are primarily used in cafeterias and training centers, along with classroom seating and auditorium seating. And they primarily serve our college and university and K-12 markets. Manitowoc, Wisconsin produces movable floor-to-ceiling walls, which are primarily used in business offices and conference rooms, along with systems products to form cubicles. They primarily serve our government markets and our business markets. Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin produces movable high-density storage, which can be used from anywhere from museum storage to college sporting goods storage.
KI offers a career over a job. So besides offering leadership training, we also offer other training specific to your job. We have had employees that started off as assembly technicians or fabrication technicians, and then they went on to develop into team leaders. They went on to move into maintenance or tool and die, even our automation. KI provides a lot of opportunity for growth within our company.
In February of 2018, I started here as an intern, as the engineering intern for plastics. I was hired on once I graduated college, and I've been here since. And recently, I have taken over some management responsibilities as well.
I graduated from the electromech and the automation program before I started at KI, and then I got hired into the maintenance department. I shortly moved into the automation team, and with the tuition reimbursement program, I was able to go back to school, and that led me to my current position as a control and automation engineer.
So I started working at KI part-time in 2012, fresh out of high school. I worked as a summer technician for 3 summers. Following that, I was going to school for general engineering during the rest of the year, and I started to work as a manufacturing engineering intern for 2 summers. Following that, I was hired in Green Bay as an automation and controls engineer for 1.5 years. That was in 2016 in September. And then in April of 2018, a position opened up in Bondwell for a lean process manager, and I transitioned back to Bondwell, which is where I did all of my summer months in the previous years.
My career path at KI is very unique to KI, I feel, from where I've worked before. When I got hired into what's called the labor pool. And they have the labor pool here that it's very unique, and what's nice about it is you get put in a labor pool and you'll get picked for different cells to work in. And what's great about that is then you have an opportunity to see what different cells do and what you like. And that's what's really nice is if you don't get bored there. There's always stuff you're doing, and if I don't like this, then I can always reach out into it, and they care about you. They care about you as a whole, and they want you to be happy when you come in every day. So therefore, if you're not happy in the position you're in, they can always work with you, and you can always reach out and do different jobs. So I really, truly love that about KI.
also work with injection molding machines and processing issues, which come in all varieties of issues. And again, sometimes you need to work on that in a team setting. There are a lot of things you can figure out on your own, or a single person can. But if you have things like splay or cold slugs, or say we're getting excessive flash, which basically looks like a little lip around the edge of the part, you need to know what to do to be able to fix that. With troubleshooting mechanical or electrical failures on machines, which makes me utilize the hydraulic prints, the electrical prints, and work with different outside contractors to figure out what the issues are and see what we can fix here without having to call somebody in. Probably the last thing is the Cartesian robots on the injection molding machines themselves. The vast majority of them utilize these robots to remove parts from the machines. It reduces scrap and increases our quality of the products. These robots need to be programmed, and they can be utilized even more so than we already are now, and that's something that we've been working on as we go.
Typical day for me can vary widely. At KI, like anything can come up. Like a machine has a malfunction, I get pulled into that. But my main responsibility is to create electrical wiring and programming robots. I like my job because of its diversity of work. Like I said, there's no typical day. So one day I could be working on a machine that has gone down. The next day I could be building a completely new one.
First thing in the morning, I'll show up and I will address both of my team leaders and make sure that they have what they need to make it through the day and succeed. Then there's at times I'm working with the customer service reps on any issues or anything going on out in the field, making sure that they're getting the assistance that they need from the plant. And then additionally, we'll work a lot on continuous improvement projects throughout weeks and months, working to just improve our efficiencies, improve our work in general, whether it's ergonomics or whatever it may be. I'm in charge of the paint line, so it's very important that we're on task as we kind of drive our entire assembly side of the plant. So that's one of the big things that we do, making sure that our paint line is running on time and getting the parts that we need out to ourselves. I enjoy the daily challenge of it. It's every day I walk in, it's something different. There's a lot of problem solving, kind of going through different options for solving a problem. That's kind of more the way my brain works. I really enjoy that challenge day in and day out.
Well, a typical day, I came early in the morning, I talk to my coworkers to see what's going on, like.
Matt, did you know that it stopped? Are you having internet issues? Matt's still trying to get things figured out. I don't know
To
if
be
Matt-
done, get it done right away, or if there's parts that I need to look for it, I look for it. And this is how my day goes. I've been here at KI, as a technician, and then I started working as a team lead. For wave assembling, and then because I want to go to school, and there was a little bit too much, with being a team lead and going to school, so I stopped being a team lead so I can get a better position in here. Everybody's friendly.
We do have a lot of employees who take advantage of our tuition reimbursement program to advance it within our company.
Currently, right now, I'm enrolled at UWGB. Utilizing the tuition reimbursement program, I am taking a class in project management, which fits right in line with what I'm doing here.
Continuous improvement and teamwork are key at KI. It's very important for all team members to bring their skills into a group setting to work hard and move the group forward.
I think working as a team and working together to achieve goals, I think continuous improvement is a huge focus at all of our plants that I've been involved with. It's kind of the driving force behind everything that we do. We want to get good quality products out to our customers.
The culture here at KI is great. It's very grow from within oriented. It's very team oriented. You can go and talk to anybody, upper management, and have a conversation with them and really feel like you're a part of the team. Compared to other companies that I've worked for, it's definitely more collaborative versus a I say you do environment, and it really what you're thinking or what idea you may have carries weight here.
As a company, I like it, like I said, because they always work with you. They help you. Like, you can go talk to your manager, and if you need something, your manager is able to work with you.
From the minute you walk in the door to the minute you leave that building, you see smiling faces. People are always happy to see you. They're waving. You're saying hi. You know, it's fantastic. There's a real camaraderie that goes into it.
Would definitely say just be yourself and know that you have the skills and what it takes to do the job.
One of the best things about working at KI is there's a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of stories of people who started as technicians on the floor and have worked their way up through, if that's something that you desire to do. KI really focuses on personal career development and growth. So if that's something that you really would like to do and you could see yourself in manufacturing, whether it be on the customer service side or as a process manager, as a technician or a team leader, there's a lot of avenues that you can go to advance and move up in your career.
In order to grow within our company, we need teamwork and then that collaboration that we have within our cells and then throughout our company. So you don't particularly have to have work experience to get started with us. We offer training, but if you don't have any work experience, we're also looking for someone who's dependable, and KI offers a lot of opportunity to grow. So if you put in the work, then KI is willing to invest in you.
I like that every day I come in is something new. I enjoy the challenges that come with manufacturing, and I really enjoy the culture here at KI. Everybody here is really great, and they're great to work with. You feel like you're part of a family.
I strongly encourage you, if you want to work at KI, to apply there. You will not regret it.
Matt, I can't hear you. Now we're moving into an area where we're going to address all of the areas that he has represented on the call. Matt, do you want to take over?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, can hear you fine.
Okay, sorry, I was talking. So the piece I was just saying there was, so that covers our manufacturing. And I was just gonna flip over to Kathy if there's anything that Kathy wanted to elaborate on. Otherwise, Kathy, if there's nothing extra, we will go into the next part, which was the design and development. So Kathy, do you have anything else that you want to elaborate on? I know you covered a lot in that video. I think she's looking for the mute button. Bottom left of the video. Oh, they're locked out of unmuting. They can't unmute Kathy.
No,
Kathy,
here we go. Now I can.
Here we go.
Hi, welcome everyone. I think it gave a very good overview for KI and our manufacturing side. There are a lot of people tied to all of our plants that have moved up within. And the first two guys that you saw, Alex and Nate, both came from our manufacturing floor. So there's a lot of stories there. And the first two were graduates from Green Bay. UW Green Bay. So very exciting to see something here coming local and coming to a local company.
Perfect. Thanks, Kathy. So the next part, everyone, we're going to slide over to the design and development part, which is Tim's section. So again, another little short video here, and goes through, kind of, he talks through just the testing and just how he creates stuff. So I don't want to take too much of his thunder. It's a great video. So let me just go ahead and start playing that. Linda, oh, there we go. Sorry, I'm going to the wrong one.
Hello, my name's Tim Hornberger. I'm the Vice President of Design and Development at KI. I've been at KI for a little more than 26 years. In my entire career here, in one way or another, I've been involved in the creation of new products for KI. And today I'm hoping to just talk to you a little bit about some of the different career opportunities at the design department at KI and talk about some of the things that we do. I'm a mechanical engineer by training and really love and the creation of new products, and that's really what gets me excited. So basically, whenever we start a new project, a multifunctional team gets involved. Typically that involves engineers on our team, designers on our team, and product marketing. That's kind of the core team that'll start a project. So the engineers and the designers both work in this department. Typical degrees would be a mechanical engineering degree or an industrial design degree. As we move through the process and create the new products, we have a lot of fun prototyping ideas, coming up with ideas.
Sorry, I stopped sharing for a second because everything just froze on my side. Did it freeze on your side, Linda?
Yes, it did.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Bear with me a second here. I'm guessing it's just buffering. I love it when we tested it. It didn't do this, and now it is. Let me try it again.
Tim, do you want to join on since we can't get it on buffer?
Oh, I got it off. I just had to go back a couple seconds. Let me share again.
As we move through the process and create the new products, we have a lot of fun prototyping ideas, coming up with ideas, testing them out. Right now we're actually standing in the KI test lab where we evaluate both prototype products and do ongoing testing for our production products. Right next to me here I have a couple of prototypes from a recent product launch. First is a very crude prototype we built of a chair that we now call Ruckus. So you can see it's pretty crude, pretty chunky, but allowed us to actually sit in this idea, experience it in the real world. And then this is what a production sample of it looks like. As we move deeper into the process of creating new products, more and more people get involved. So I'll just talk briefly about some of the different people in the design department and what their jobs look like. So I'll start with intellectual property. This is an interesting area, more on the legal side, a little less on the engineering side. And really, they take care of our patents and trademarks, both making sure that we don't infringe on other people's intellectual property and that we're able to protect the things that we invent and create. And I've already talked a little bit about the engineers, the industrial designers. That's probably pretty obvious what they do, but some of the other technical people in the department and what they do include things like we have a code group where they look at a lot of the safety considerations for our product, environmental protocols and different measurements for how environmentally sound our products are. We also have a group that handles technical publications, so technical writers and illustrators that help communicate aspects of the design to our customers, everything from replacement parts to assembling a product to how to use a product. And then at the end of life, which is becoming a bigger deal lately, is how to disassemble and responsibly dispose of the product. So then as we move out to where we are now, the model shop and the test lab, the technical folks out here on the other side of the wall, you might hear some noise coming from there. They're the ones that build prototypes like the prototype we have right here. So basically the idea is that the designers, the engineers create, those files are turned over to the model shop where they turn them into real parts. Just a couple of quick examples. This is an armrest off a chair we launched a few years back, and this is a 3D printed version of that armrest. So we do 3D printing here in-house. If we get a little more elaborate in our prototypes, we might move into a CNC machining a prototype. So this is a partially machined the same part on one of our CNC mills, machined out of aluminum, to get a little more robust part or something we might be able to take to a trade show. And then finally, if we go to production, in this case, we would have an injection molded part. And this actually brings up some other good technical career opportunities at KI. everything that we do, not everything, the things that get approved that move on to production will end up with a group of engineers in our manufacturing facilities that tool up the product. They do a lot of work with automation to assemble the product. And then interestingly enough, here in the test lab, we have a lot of automation. And by the way, the machines you see behind me are all custom designed and built by an engineer that works here in our test lab. And basically, they do the opposite of the assembly automation that we do. And this is automation to test the product through its life cycle, simulating a life cycle, basically trying to break the furniture. And then probably the last group I haven't talked about is we have a CAD group that basically works on creating a lot of the 3D models, geometry that helps us create the products and also communicate the products to our customer. What's becoming a bigger and bigger deal is having a totally virtual version of the product. So we build that in our CAD software, and then that's really shared throughout the company to create things like symbols so our customer can plan the product. The technical publication group takes those same models so they can illustrate the product, and so on and so forth. And that's really just a very quick overview of some of the different career opportunities available in the design and development department here at KI. Thank you.
Okay, Linda, can you hear me?
Yes, can hear you, Matt.
Perfect. So that was Tim. Tim, I'll flip it over to you as well, see if there's anything else that you want to add or elaborate on. Otherwise, we can we'll jump to the third video, which would be our sales operations and service. Tim, are you good? Tim's good. Okay, I got the thumbs up from Tim. I saw it. So I will. We are good from the design and development part of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into our business operation, which we have Mike Hogan on the line to, again, elaborate if there's anything else that we want to touch on there. Again, another quick short video here that just talks through our service department.
Hi, I'm Katie Jordan, a project coordinator at KI. Thank you for taking a couple of minutes to learn about business operations at KI, what we do, and how you could fit in with our team. We have a lot of different responsibilities here, like CAD specialists, order entry specialists, welcome center agents, and project coordinators. But they all point to doing what's needed to take care of our customers and KI's sales team. Our business ops team is made up of about 115 members and 9 leaders who focus on each customer and providing each customer what they need. We know that every situation and every person is different, so our emphasis is on what our customers need and not how KI wants to do it. Our CAD group uses state-of-the-art software to translate customer ideas into detailed drawings that help them understand how KI products can provide solutions. In order entry, the customer's order is reviewed and entered into our production program to generate what manufacturing needs to build the product. The Welcome Center ensures that all callers and visitors are warmly welcomed and linked up with the right people to help them. In sales operations, the team members handle customer requests and issues, manage projects, and make sure every customer receives a great experience. How are we different from other organizations? One example is we give out phone numbers and email addresses so that our customers can call our team members directly. We all know how frustrating it can be to call and be stuck on hold with a recording. We pride ourselves in not having a recorded phone system or bot. If a customer calls in, they will always get to a person, and that person could be you. We have our own training team that makes sure you are ready when it is time to go live. We provide mentors to work with you and support you when help is needed. Everyone at KI is so kind and willing to help. We truly are a team. I work in sales ops, which is a great place to start. You will work with almost every area of the company and can find a path that really fits you. There are leaders throughout KI that started where I am, as a coordinator in sales ops. We also have a lot of fun. Throughout the year, our SOS, or Sales Operations Spirit Team, holds events related to special days, seasons, holidays, Packer games, Final Four, and anything else we can think of. My first week at KI, the SOL's team held a chili cook-off, which was a great opportunity to break up the workday and meet some of my new coworkers. We understand the importance of play and how it helps our team stay relaxed and focused and continue to provide excellent service to our customers. We want people that like to help others, get excited about solving problems, and get a kick out of making someone's day better. We'll provide all the training that you need to succeed and enjoy being a coordinator, but we know we can't train attitude. You need to bring that with you.
So that was our service video there. So Mike, I'll flip it over to you if you have anything else that you'd like to add to that as well.
I think, Matt, I think the video covered everything. I do want to just point out or emphasize what Katie was talking about at the end. We really are, when we hire into our business operations departments, we're primarily looking for attitude. People that like to help people, that people get to, understand what it means to provide a good experience for others and just really enjoy helping out, resolving issues, and making people happy. Because as the more we can make people happy, they're going to come back to KI. So if we don't look for degrees, a specific degree. I started out with a music degree and went in and started working with this company about 35 years ago. We take any kind of a degree that comes in, and like I said, we're looking for an attitude, a good attitude, and people want to help. So that's where I am right now. So.
Yeah, Mike, I agree with that. I mean, we're looking the same thing, across everything. It's really about the person that we look for, not just the degree, because we do have the training. We can get you up to, we can train you to do anything here, but it's more about the attitude and the person and creating that culture. 100% agree with you on that, Mike. So we're going to slide into the last video here, everyone. And this is going to be into the sales department. And then we'll kind of wrap up with just a few things from Brianna and open up for some questions. Let me go ahead and share this last video.
Hi, my name is Trevor Schumacher.
And I'm Q Hillesheim.
Today we're going to give you a brief overview of the inside sales department for KI. To start, I wanted to have us both introduce ourselves and how we actually came to KI. So I was introduced to KI at a career fair at the University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire. Shortly after meeting them at the career fair, I started an internship with them over the summer. Really enjoyed my time there. You got to learn a lot about the processes that the inside sales department goes through. You see
Let me just pause it. Let it catch up, Linda. Just give me 1 second.
Enjoyed my time there. You got to learn a lot about the processes that the inside sales department goes through.
It's still buffering.
Yep. Yeah, I'm pausing it.
Enjoyed my time there. You got to learn a lot about the processes that the inside sales department goes through. You see back to KI full time. So I worked with KI as a market developer. From there, I transitioned into the sales role where I worked with the Inside Sales Chicago team, worked with a ton of different clients from colleges to school districts to businesses. Had a really awesome time working with that team. Then a management spot opened up within the department about 2 years later, and I applied for that position, and I've been in that management position covering the Region 1, so the East Coast team, for about 2.5 to 3 years.
Yeah, and Trevor and I have very similar journeys. I also got informed of KI from a career fair. I started my internship January of 2017. I did an internship for about 4 months at KI. From there, I was also an inside sales specialist supporting our Southern California market for around 5 years. And then I'm new to my role now, which is a regional inside sales manager covering the West Coast for KI. And I've been in my role for about 5 months now. And I've had the opportunity to handle a lot of things at KI. I'm on a couple different cross-functional teams, as well as being a seller for 4.5 years of the exact same job of which I now manage and coach. So I'm really happy for those opportunities, and I'm really happy to talk to you guys about our inside sales department today. So now that you know a little bit more about KI, about Trevor, and about myself, we wanted to talk to you a little bit in more detail about the inside sales department. In Green Bay, we have about 45 or 50 inside sales specialists that work in tandem with our distribution partners, our dealerships, and our direct field sales reps across the country to work with the many customers that we support across many vertical markets. The opportunities that you might work in inside sales could include orders of one singular chair like the ruckus chair I'm sitting on, or the sway chair that Trevor's sitting on, or you could work on entire spaces like schools, residence halls, classroom buildings, libraries, anywhere from 1 room to 4 floors. So the opportunities that you might work as an inside sales specialist could include singular items or holistic views of spaces, designs, aspects, etc., etc.
Now that Q's given you a little bit of an overview of what the department does, I wanted to dive into 2 of the career paths that we see the general population that comes into KI that they go to. So one of the main things that we have for our department is we're a huge jumping board out to the field. So we send a good handful of individuals out to the field to then become field reps every single year. We have people that have gone from places like Miami to all the way on the West Coast in California and even Boston and any of the metropolitan cities over there. So, but as Q had mentioned, basically across the whole United States, we have a field presence. So we have a ton of people that go out into those locations. The second avenue that we generally see people go towards would be our management route. So that was the route that Q and I ended up taking. So individuals can come into management within our own department, or even going out to cross-functional teams like supply chain or our sales operations team. But honestly, there are a ton of different avenues that KI has to offer, and we, once we see people have the aspirations to join one of those other departments, there's a ton of chances to be able to do that.
For sure. And now you know that what we do and what you can do at KI, I suppose you want to know on what we look for. So the ideal candidate that the inside sales department looks for is someone who is flexible, can think on their feet, and really enjoys building relationships with our customers and dealer partners. Things like being able to be flexible, understand that different customers have different needs, and the ability to really step up and project manage some of our multi-thousand or million-dollar projects is really crucial to be successful in this role. And I think it's something that you can really pride yourself on to be successful moving forward as a good sales rep at KI.
Yeah, I would say something else that the team really looks for is good communication skills. As Q kind of mentioned there, you're working with a ton of different customers, a ton of different people, and communication is super key. It avoids a lot of issues that could arise, and it just makes the business process much more clean. I would say that, and also just the willingness to learn. We can teach a lot of the sales process, but you have to have an innate yearning to learn the sales process and to just be a sponge for information.
So that completes the 4 videos that we have. I'm going to just pass it over to Brianna real quick because I know she's just going to talk real quickly, high level, just anything else that we didn't kind of cover here, because again, everyone, these are not the only areas that we have individuals working. We are a full company that handles everything. We don't outsource anything. So I'll kind of let Brianna just talk a little bit through that, and then we'll wrap up with some questions. And I see some of the questions coming through already. So
yes, there are questions. So after Brianna, I will go to the questions. Go ahead.
Yes, so I'm Brianna, and I'm an HR business partner on our corporate side. And I'm hoping 2 things became apparent through this video. One thing I always like to touch on is our culture at KI, which I feel like is very apparent through the videos. You can tell, we're very family oriented. Everyone's working for the greater good of the company. and we want the outcome, what's best for the customer. So I think you can see from the different employees that talked, very family oriented. With that, another thing I hope as a parent is that we like to grow people from within. So I've heard it a few times now, we look for work ethic, we look for attitude, we look for people that want to come in and learn, and we'll take it from there. The right person can be trained in different areas. And as you've seen, a lot of people on this call, pretty much everyone from KI here has been here for a while, and they've, grown their career at KI. So those are the two big things I like to talk about when we talk about KI. The other thing, as Matt mentioned, this is just a handful of our departments. The reason we highlighted these areas is it is some of the areas that we do the most hiring in. Our inside sales department and our sales operations team, do the majority of the hiring. We have a lot of training groups throughout the year. Obviously, we hire a lot of summer temporary technicians in manufacturing, which is a great summer job in between college years. And design and development is obviously just really cool and awesome to see how our products come to fruition. So with that, we have a bunch of other departments. I'm not going to go over them all, but if there's specific areas that you're interested in that maybe weren't covered on this call, my contact information is on that last slide, and you can just reach out to me, and we can get you in the right hands to have that conversation.
Thanks, Brianna. I'm going to transition to the chat, and then I would say whoever feels most comfortable answering the question from the KI perspective, that will work for us. So very first question that is in the chat that came in, and thank you for listing those questions. Could you talk more about the technical writing team from the design department? What does their work entail?
Yeah, I will take that one, obviously. So yeah, our technical writers, they basically create a variety of different customer-facing documents for our products. One of the first is probably assembly instructions, so just instructions on how to assemble the product. They will engage with the project team that designed and manufactured the product, and will actually learn how to put it together themselves and then communicate that to the customers. So very detailed writing and illustrating. Like I think I mentioned in the video, they will take the virtual version of the product that we create in our CAD software, break it down into the various components and subcomponents, and illustrate both with graphics and with words the correct way to put the document together. Some of the other documents they'll create are things like technical specifications that our customers will look to, and then the end of product life, the disassembly instructions, how to take it apart, what components can be recycled, and a couple other types of documents in between, but those are really, really the highlights. So looking for people with good communication skills who can write well, illustrate, and that have somewhat of a technical mind to understand kind of the parts and pieces and how it all fits together.
Wonderful. Thanks, Tim. Next question up. Do you find that a lot of your furniture falls to similar design aspects, so the function is most effective?
Yeah, I can probably take that one too. I assume that was targeted to the design of the products. And it was actually interesting in that the last video, the two pieces of furniture the gentlemen were sitting on there, one was Sway and the other one was Ruckus. And those are probably two examples of when they were developed very different types of products in their categories. And really, though, it runs the gamut as we develop new products. It's usually a kind of a portfolio approach of some very safe product development bets that are a lot like existing furniture, maybe just adding, a new feature here or there, or maybe something that's new to KI, not new to the industry, going all the way up kind of the innovation pyramid to the very top where you get products that kind of redefine the category. And those two products are a couple of my favorite products in my time here, just because they were so different. The Ruckus chair, when we were researching that product, some of the people that we brought in said to us, we're not sure if you should even call this a chair. It looks so different and works so different from other chairs, which really flattered and excited us. So it really runs the gamut from kind of Me Too type products up to really innovative solutions.
Follow-up question, and I don't know if that's for Tim or maybe somebody in the sales area. How do you know if the furniture in those specified markets will be successful there?
Yeah, and I think there may be two components to that, both on the design side and the sales side. So I'll just keep going, Matt, and then you can jump in on the sales side.
Sounds good, Tim. Hey, I like it when you're talking.
Yeah, on the design side, I alluded to it in my last answer there, and we'll do research very early. Sometimes it's just simple research with renderings, virtual versions of the product to see if that's resonating with potential customers. And in our industry, it's kind of interesting. We have the end user who's going to use the product, but they're typically not the people purchasing the product. So we have to delight the end user, but then also the people specifying and actually paying for the furniture. It has to meet their needs at all, and sometimes those can be at odds with each other. But the really simple answer is we do research throughout the design process to make sure that the products that we're developing are hitting the right mark, and then we'll hopefully be successful when they get into the sales world, which probably turns it over to Matt at that point.
Yeah, and I was going to kind of say something very similar to him. I mean, we have a market research team that, they go out, we solicit some information, kind of get some ideas, things like that. So pretty much aligns to exactly what Tim was saying, that we have that department as well, to help out, or even to create some of these ideas. Like some of these ideas come from, hey, we're thinking of something like this, and that's where it came from. So it comes right from that.
That's a great point. I think during Mike's video, he mentioned, or somebody mentioned in there, they had the infinity process up behind there. And yeah, at times we have team members who will develop products for specific customers, and those can be really exciting engagements. The kind of fun part then too is you don't have to survey a wide variety of people to see if you hit the right mark or not. You just ask that single customer if they like what you're doing. You get really immediate feedback.
I can throw something in too. I think the Ruckus was a great example of we developed a product for a need that a lot of people didn't even know was out there. As we were going into the classroom collaboration and things, people, as Tim had said, people had never seen anything like that, and it spurred designers, I think, A&D firms and the teachers and that to start rethinking what their classroom looked like. So sometimes our job, I'm not in sales, but the salesperson's job isn't to sell the product, but to show the product and present it and to present how it can positively impact them. And then they see the product and they go, now I see the possibilities of this. That's a nice thing when you do have kind of a cutting edge product, you can change the marketplace a little bit.
Thanks, Mike. And can decide who wants to tackle this, or if a couple of people want to comment. Can you talk about internship opportunities that are available for KI? And if there's a distinction between year-round, seasonal for summer only, and if by chance you do anything that is virtual remote?
Yeah, I can take that one. So we have a handful of internships right now. I think we're kind of set for the summer. So mostly in the corporate office, we just have a few more inside sales internships available. We do have CAD internships come up year round here and there. That position, they like to be year round just with the training process. It works better when you can train them for a few months and then keep them year round. Kathy has, I'm sure she can speak to how many temporary opportunities she has in manufacturing right now. First, second, third shift, weekend workforce, from assembly technicians to fabrication technicians. That's just a great summer job I did for 3 years myself. And you can really see how we put our products together, which was really great experience for me. When I did get into the corporate side, I got to see how we made our products. So those are some of the temporary internship opportunities at this time that I can think of. I don't know, Kathy, if you wanted to add anything.
Yeah, we also have internships just tied to our manufacturing floor, mainly in our engineering fields and our automation fields. If we do have those openings, we do post. Right now we are full, but we do have summer opportunities. Brandon's right. We have 170 some summer temporary technicians we are looking to hire. And we have opportunities just on our manufacturing floor. If you come back a couple summers, we let our technicians help lead our assembly cells or our fabrication cells during the summer. We also have pulled a lot of our internships from our temporary technicians that have worked in the summer. Not always, but a good portion of our internships come from that pool. They start on the floor, and then a couple summers in, they get an offer of an internship.
Yeah, and I think I would just add, don't be afraid to really contact anyone at KI about potential opportunities. Just yesterday, I got an email from somebody inquiring about an internship. Was not the kind of position we would have in design, but I reached out to a couple other colleagues in the company, and I heard back from somebody right away, said, actually, we're looking for somebody just like that, and they were going to contact him. So it never hurts to ask, I guess, is really the moral of the story.
I appreciate you mentioning that, Tim, because sometimes whenever we share that with students, they're not willing to do that. They think they're being bothersome, but in some cases you're right. Your timing could be right, or it could be, hey, we've been thinking about it and now we've got somebody interested. Maybe the time is right. Anybody else want to add anything related to internships? And somebody did say who we should contact about future openings. So between Brianna and Tim, I think that probably touched that. Anything else before I get to the next question on internships?
But the only thing that I would throw out there, everyone, too, is like we have like a sales internship. And although you may not be interested necessarily in sales, and maybe you're looking for marketing or HR, sometimes from our standpoint, it helps just to get in and say, hey, this is where I want to go. I love to get into this department, but we don't necessarily have internships in that department, but we can help foster that relationship and say, hey, here's an individual. They're looking long-term. This is where they want to go. Really great. Helped us out from a sales internship, which was really beneficial for us. But we want to help you as well and just grow as an individual. So we can certainly help in that aspect as well. So don't always assume that, hey, if I'm looking for, let's look at Tim, for example. Tim doesn't have a design internship. Tim only is 3 doors down for me. We can walk over and I can introduce you to Tim or something like that. For when he does have an opening, or same thing with Mike or Kathy, if there's something from an engineering perspective. I just want to keep that option open as well, just to know that, hey, this is a company I really want to work for. Might not be the internship you're looking for, but it can help open up that door.
Question that came in from a student: how would you describe the overall management philosophy of the company?
I can take a shot at that. We have a very flat organization in terms of management philosophy, and it's really trying to give people the tools and the authority that they need to be able to make decisions and do their job correctly. I mean, obviously, in any company, there are points and limits of what each person can do, but through training and through experience, we try to give people what they need in order to do a really good job, keep the customer happy and to keep each other happy in the company and take care of each other within there. And when I say a flat organization, the CEO's office is right in the middle of everybody else's here. And if you want to talk to the CEO, all you have to really do is, if you don't run into him in the hall, you can just set up a time with his admin, and he'll take time to talk to you. We allow people to, we haven't, the proverbial open door policy, but we also, if you want to go up and talk to different leaders within the company, we encourage that, and we want people to do that. So it's a very participative management philosophy. And I think another part that we didn't really talk about in any of the videos and anything, we're an ESOP, which is an employee-owned company. And that was very important to our previous CEO when he sold the company into the ESOP, because he wanted to keep it local, based in Green Bay and based throughout Wisconsin. So as an ESOP, if you start working at KI, you immediately become an owner of the company. And the longer you work at the company, your share of the company grows and helps long-term with, eventually everyone's going to retire, but it helps you build that nest egg thing too. But the management philosophy around that is wanting to keep the company local, wanting to get everybody involved in understanding how important their role is in keeping KI profitable and keeping KI as a leader in the industry.
I know we're coming to 1 o'clock, so if anyone on the call does need to leave to go to class or to go to work or for whatever reason, feel free to go ahead. If our KI representatives want to stay around to answer some more questions, I'm looking to see if I did have any additional questions that came in after that philosophy question. I don't see one, but if there are other questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. I do just want to add the comment that both Brianna and Kathy added. If you are a student and you're not quite eligible for an internship, particularly in a technical area, design area, engineering, getting direct experience in those technician roles that have been mentioned are critical for you. Great pay, great opportunity, great working environment, but also for those of you who might be in sales and operations and so forth. If manufacturing is an interest that you have and where you want to end up, getting manufacturing experience and understanding what that type of industry and environment is about is also a great thing to consider, because internships may not be available immediately for all students as first year or second year students. Don't see any other questions. So Matt, you or a colleague, are there any other last sort of things that you want to leave with our group today?
I just want to thank you, Linda, for letting us come on and, share our company and talk through, who we are and, what we can do and what we can offer. Appreciate everybody's time. I look forward to hearing from some of you, and everyone can have a great day.
Wonderful. Well, thanks, Matt. Thanks, Brianna, Kathy, Mike, and Tim for joining us from KI. All of the individuals who've joined today, thank you. I will be sending a follow-up email and survey, and note the contact information that you have there as noted. So it's going to take a few minutes. I'll stay on the line, Matt, and anybody else from KI. I'm going to stop our recording.
Yep, I'll stay on. I'll just keep this up.